Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is a new video blog series I'm trying out while I don't always have access to my PC. I'm going to give you a few updates on what's going on with the studio because I realise part 8 hasn't been very forthcoming. If you look outside you can see the weather is not particularly nice and the floor is rather muddy, which means progress has been quite slow. But the good news is, as you can see here, the inside is completely finished. So for those waiting to see what's going on here, I thought I would give you a tour of the equipment and what's going on in here. So first of all, obviously the main point of everything is the drum kit. So you can see my drum kit here. It is a Gretsch New Classic in the satin walnut burst finish. I've got an old Gibraltar rack that I've been trying out for a while, and of course, beautiful Bosphorus cymbals. I like to use a full 6-piece setup, which includes 4 toms, kick and snare. I don't know why, I just always have enjoyed the 2 up, 2 down configuration. Changeable right hand ride there. Currently that's a flat Turk series ride. My preferred Master Vintage is somewhere packed up, probably in there somewhere for a gig. And Antique Series hats and crash. I'm not a massive gearhead, I must be honest, but for those of you that have been asking, that's my preferred setup. I have a changeable kind of auxiliary cymbal here. That's just an effects bell, but you can change that for a splash or something like that. So yeah, 22-inch bass drum, 10, 12, 14 and 16-inch toms, 14-inch snare drum. I prefer, as I say, the slightly larger 22-inch Master Vintage, but the Flat Turk series is a really nice sound and I've been playing with it recently. If you've noticed, the walls have got these foam tiles on it. These are of course sound treatment. Now don't be confused here, these don't do anything for volume loss, right? These don't do anything for keeping the sound in the room. These are not soundproofing, these are sound treatment. What that means is they change the way the sound interacts within the room. They don't change how loud it sounds from the outside. So if you're trying to think of soundproofing solutions for your own situation, these are not it, right? These do not improve soundproofing. These improve how the sound reacts inside the room. So I've got a pretty random configuration. When I was talking to the manufacturer of these, they suggested between 40 and 60% wall coverage, which is probably roughly what I've got. I reckon about 40%. Nothing on the ceiling. Nothing on the floors. When I'm recording, we recorded the Eclectic Band album in here the other day. I had some freestanding rock wool baffles that were left over from the insulation in between the walls. But these are a permanent fixture. When I started playing the drums without these on the walls, it was like playing in a church because 4 hard walls, hard ceiling and a hard floor, the sound was echoing everywhere. Next, something I've had for a very long time but not done a lot with publicly, I just play it myself and practice it myself, is a Pearl marching snare drum. I can't remember off the top of my head what the model number is. I don't think it says on there, so check in the description. I'll leave a link in the description to what this particular Pearl drum is. As I said, I've had it for years, it sounds absolutely beautiful, but it's a tad loud. So that's something I enjoy playing with just for the marching stuff, a bit of snare drum work, as you can see, Master Studies on the stand. And finally, my newest addition is my mixing setup. As I hinted at earlier, and if you follow me on the social media platforms, you see I've been recording a new Eclectic Band album. Well, we recorded it all in here using this laptop, which is a Dell XPS 13. Plugged into this recording desk, which is a Tascam US 2020. Very simple 8 XLR input. I managed to do the drums with the configuration you can see here. Bass drum mic, snare drum mic, 1 mic for the rack toms, 1 mic for the floor toms, and 2 overheads. Where's the second one? There's the second one. That's not set up in position. But so it was kick, snare, 2 on the toms, 2 overheads. That made 6. And then we took a direct line in from the bass, not this bass, but a good bass. And we took a microphone from the guitar cab, and that gave us the tracks you can see here. Very simple, but one thing I wanted to keep consistent for the whole album, which was exactly the same with my first album, Carousel, the tracks are all recorded live as a band. I don't like tracking individual instruments for this style of music. I've done that before and I've done that for other people on sessions, but for my own stuff, I really like having it as a live sound. So when you listen back to it, what you're hearing is what we actually played at the time. What track's that? Bright Eyes. You can see Bright Eyes on screen there that I've only just started mixing. Monitoring speakers are Yamaha HS7s. I got these on recommendation. Somebody originally recommended the HS5s, which are slightly smaller, but I had read the bass response was lacking. So these are the slightly bigger ones, the HS7s. I think it's a 6.5-inch speaker in there. I'm not a huge gearhead, as I said. Simple XLR in at the back, and a controversial bass port on the rear. Some people say bass ports are rubbish. Some people think they're a good idea. So I don't know much either way. I went with a recommendation, and these are rear ported, which seems to be a nice compromise between the two. Now, before you start shouting at me in the comments, I know these are too close to the wall. When I'm doing some proper mixing, I move the whole thing out away from the wall. So save me on that one. And I think that's about it. If I just go outside, you can see the current state of the studio outside. A lot of the cladding is already done. That paint job is just an undercoat. We will do a proper job once it's all finished, but if we come around the side here, you can see it's still very much a work in progress. But again, muddy floor makes things a lot slower. This side we've only just started, and I won't go around the back because it's filthy, but we haven't done anything around the back at all. So that's the status of the studio build, but I've been working in there for a few months now, and it's absolutely perfect. And I've even managed to get a few videos out. The last bit of sad news, we lost our cat. If you can remember from the construction videos, there was a little black cat roaming around. Well, sadly, it died suddenly a few weeks ago. So if you're wondering on part 8 why there's no cat in it, sadly that's why. But the good news is we now get to go to the RSPCA and adopt another one. So for you cat lovers out there, I will be sure to demo the new cat as and when we get one. So I think that's about it for this one. If you enjoy this format of video, let me know and I will try and do some more. As I said, I wanted to get one in because I don't have access to the PC at the moment. This laptop is not quite up to the task of video editing. But I wanted to keep the YouTube channel rolling forward. So if you liked it, enjoy it, let me know. And let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like to see. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.